first pasuk in this week's Parsha, Vaydaber Hashem al Moshe b'Har Sinai Lamer. That Hashem speaks to Moshe at Mount Sinai, saying, not every time, there's about 100 times, maybe more, in the Torah that it says, Vaydaber Hashem al Moshe Lamer. That Hashem spoke to Moshe, saying. And here he puts in that Hashem spoke to Moshe b'Har Sinai. All of it was a Har Sinai. Well, what's the Har Sinai doing over here next to the mitzvah of Shemitah? So Rashi has one explanation. But then there's another interesting, some Sefer says another interesting word. And that is that if you want to prove, if anybody has any doubt that Torah is min hashamayim, that Hashem gave the Torah to Moshe, and not that somebody made it up, you take a look at the mitzvah of Shemitah. The mitzvah of Shemitah is that on the 7th year you're not allowed to work your field. If you can't work your field, then you need food for the 7th year and for the 8th year, because nothing is, what's going to grow on the 8th year? So therefore, the bracha has to be that on the 6th year, you have enough for the 6th year, for that 1 year, you have enough for the 7th, you have enough for the 8th. How much more so if it's Jubilee, then you have the 49th, the 50th, the 51st, no, you have the 48th, where you start planting, the 49th you can't work it, the 50th you can't work it, and the 51st, you have 4 years that you can't have it, you don't have any food. So Hashem says, I'm going to give you a bracha, don't worry. On the 48th year and on the 6th year, you'll have so much, you'll have plenty enough for 3 years. Who can make a promise like that? Which human being, if he's writing the Torah, would make a promise like that? Besides, when is the best year for growth? It's the first year, if you let your field lay fallow. You didn't work it on the 7th year, so this 8th year would be the best. Right? So the first year, if the Shemitah would be the best. The second year would be a little less. The third year will be less. The 6th year, if the Shemitah, when it produces the least amount. Because that's the work, you took out all the minerals and the nutrients already off the ground for 6 years. So Hashem says, no. On that 6th year, when you think it's going to be the worst of all years, I promise you it's going to be the best and you'll have enough for plenty. So therefore Hashem says, V'daber Hashem al Moshe b'Har Sinai. This mitzvah proves that all the mitzvahs, and especially this one, was given at Mount Sinai. Because no human being would ever come up with an idea like that promise, make a huge promise. You listen to me, I'll promise you 4 years of produce. It doesn't do that. So therefore it's Hashem b'Har Sinai. This proves that it was all given at Mount Sinai.